So what's your approach? I try and miss all the hard places and like let it. Oh, it's not gonna work for you.
What do you want to do?
Just pull it up. How long does it take for yours to overheat?
Well, that's what I'm kind of wondering, eh?
Look at the nice long rear. Alright, hard to reach places first. You see flaking paint, and load her up. Ooh, that's bright.
Holy, is it ever?
Oh, this is beauty.
All right, I got something fun. Let's act like Chris and Gary aren't here and this isn't their podcast. What do you think about the aqua? What do you think about the aqua engine bay?
It's fucking ugly.
What
I don't like it.
Dude,
That's exactly the reaction we want.
So I like the color. It's really more of a 50s color theme. I don't really like red as it is, and I think the two colors together don't work. But
yeah, so I'm not gonna lie. So I was like excited to see the videos come out and the live and shit. I'm like, oh, let's see what they do with the engine bay. I'm not even bullshitting you. I think I threw shit when I saw the fucking aqua engine bay. I said, what the fuck? I even said to my wife, I said, what the fuck are these guys doing? Like, this is crazy.
Might be getting overspray in your hair.
I think you're getting over to the whole fucking okay. Aqua blue.
Painted 5 minutes ago, I'm masking already.
Yeah, not bad for barbecue paint. Beautification. Oh, that red was a bad choice, whoever made it. Okay, oil pan fun.
Oh!
Speed washer.
Steady mess.
Yeah, we gotta do some oil transfer in here.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's gonna be a bitch as soon as you left that. You know that, right?
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Tilt that one. Yeah.
So we're tilting forward. Nice. Oh. You're not bad. Could have been worse.
Could have been a lot worse, yeah.
Jesus.
Right, rear main pull. Knock yourself a little hole. Make sure you stay away from the race. You don't want to go bouncing all the way through there, right? So go easy with the drill. Put yourself a screw in there. give it a pull. Out she comes. Okay. If you look really, really closely in here, you'll see there's like a groove. It's almost like a black line that's in the back of the crank here. This is what ultimately causes a lot, maybe not all, but a lot of rear main seals to leak. So there is a fix for this. Well, one is a machine shop. The other is this bad boy. So this is, well, there's all kinds of names for them, but seal saver. Again, I've done a video on these. I'll put a link up to it, and or the link where you can buy these. But essentially, you just pound this on the crank, and what it does is it fills that micro groove in the back end of the crank with this new surface, and that is then the surface that your rear main seal rides on, so that oil doesn't sneak around through that groove. Right, so pans off, and we're doing a little forensics here on the motor. And obviously nothing's set in stone, but I think we've come to the conclusion that we might be dealing with a bit of a 347 stroker. And what's leading us to believe that is these relieve cuts in the bottom of the cylinders. Now one might look at that and think, uh-oh, we're missing block, but this is actually a really good thing. So every single one of the cylinders has it, and that's in order to clearance the stroke of the rods. So the shitboxfox has all kinds of secrets to tell us, and had we not pulled the pan, we would have never known. Mind you, I guess we probably got that on film, hey, when we were driving her the other day. And you're like, I wonder if it's a 347.
Yeah, I think I did say something.
So, I mean, I would say with 99-ish, maybe even more than that % certainty, this thing's been built. I mean, it makes sense given the fact that they've thrown all this high-end hardware at it too. I guess about the only knock is doing it with a 2-bolt main, but it definitely wouldn't be the first small block Ford with a 2-bolt main to go 347, that's for damn sure. Unbelievable. Well, this is gonna help justify the aqua blue now. Big old power plant in her.
Oh, there we go.
Right. Little update on the painted parts. Tubular key member, I think I've already filmed that, but that's what's going on, old girl. All right, folks, status update. I kind of left the last video that I have on my GoPro was like just before our live last night, and we were running in for dinner. We got our live done, had a couple of wobbly pops, felt fairly motivated after that, so we got after it. However, we didn't do a whole lot of filming. So behind me you can see essentially a fully dressed long block. We got the motor more or less all back together. Couple little odds and ends. We need bolts for an underdrive pulley that Chris found in an old dust box. Something's falling off the shitbox-Fox as we speak. But some odds and ends. Now, the very most current update, like minutes old, we just pulled the transmission out of the shitbox-Fox, to which every time we pull something out of this car, it's a full-blown mystery. And what we've come to find is that the transmission that was in this car is a 4-cylinder transmission. So here's the story on that. We'll start here. This guy is an actual proper like 5-liter T5. You can see here by the overall diameter of the input shaft versus this scrawny little guy here, right? Now, a lot of this coincides with what we're finding in the motor that's kind of goofy too. So I don't know how many folks kind of know the difference between these or have ever seen them, and I don't know if I can show you or not, but there is a brass, oh yeah, you can kind of see it in there, pilot. I mean, I guess you'd call it a bearing. It's not though, because there's no needles or anything in it, but it's just a brass insert really. And the brass insert is the overall diameter to fit like a proper T5 out of a 5-liter. So that skinny little guy from the 4-banger transmission was just banging around in there. I mean, it had to have been. And we had, when I drove it, this car had like just an awful vibration under load. And well, in all honesty, you guys will see that video, so you'll probably experience that. So anyway, we just put in a big favor call to Andrew Hanlon Motorsports, and he confirmed some things for us. So I guess we're kind of transferring that information over to you guys in the story here now. But as far as things to come, we're gonna go get a proper like needled pilot bearing. We got to get some hardware, and following all that, we're gonna start dropping this thing back in, and that is gonna be a bit of a challenge too.
We
because
just got a donation.
Oh, did we?
Guess what?
What?
Underdrive pulley kit.
Come on.
Swear to God, bill it.
Woo!
Apparently they're getting overnighted, and I think there's hardware, which is even better, so I can cross that off the list.
The people's Fox. It's unbelievable. Thank you to everyone that has helped us out with this. So you'll have to take my word for it on the back end of this thing, but like H-pipe to cat back is welded. There's the only way we're taking that thing out of the car is with a Sawzall. So in light of trying to make our lives a little bit easier, we're going to leave all of that intact. We're going to marry the proper V8 T5 to that bell housing, to that little, we're 99.9% sure 347 stroker, hang it off the crane, droop it in there, and while it's hanging from the crane, we're going to bolt that tubular K-member up in place and marry the whole works together. So with all that being said, we'll try our best. I know we've been failing a little bit here on the information and or the content, but we'll try our best to bring you guys along for the ride.
Let's get at her.
Back in the air, old girl.
She's all together, folks, after all of that pilot bearing stuff. The worst part is we didn't even get the final release on camera. And right? We didn't get it, I don't think, right?
Nope.
Yeah, so
I thought we were toast.
oh, maybe we thought that thing wasn't coming out.